Window and door openings can be easily integrated into a Nudura-formed wall using a number of different buck materials. These methods can include pressure-treated or wrapped plain lumber, Nudura EPS end caps with lumber material for the header, vinyl bucks, steel bucks, or the Nudura Easy Buck, a composite buck system using lumber inserts. The roof opening or RO dimension is the opening required to install the window or door. Always remember to allow for space adjustment and additional insulation if required. It's important to establish if the type of buck being used is stay in place or to be removed prior to the installation of the window or door. The RO in a stay in place buck will be the interior dimension of the buck. Remember to allow for the thickness of the buck material being used. Wood bucks can be constructed using 1-inch, 19mm, or 2-inch, 38mm dimensional lumber that's been cut to 2 5/8 or 67mm less than the overall wall thickness. This approach has several benefits. There is no thermal bridging, and it will be easier to apply exterior stucco. The buck will also serve as an inner fastening surface. When constructing bucks out of lumber for the openings, the sill areas need to be left open to allow for concrete placement. Nudura recommends that you use 2x2, 38 by 38 millimeters, or 2x4, 38 by 89 millimeter lumber for the sill of the window buck. This allows access for the contractor installer to completely fill and vibrate the area below the window with concrete, and also to screed it to smooth. When securing the bucks, it is recommended that a bead of Nudura low expansion spray foam is run around the buck and then held in place with 1-inch fiber tape. Cross braces are also recommended to support the openings during the concrete placement. Nudura Easy Buck is also an easy alternative to constructing a stay-in-place buck. This process combines the Nudura Easy Buck system and dimensional lumber. When anchoring the Easy Buck to the wood, Nudura recommends the contractor installer use number 10 diameter, 4 to 5 inch, or 102 to 127 millimeter long screws, and screw through the Easy Buck into the wood, extending the screw to the inside of the form cavity. This allows the concrete to cast around the screws, securing the buck to the structure. Screws should also be placed through the header of the buck to help cast it in place. Place a bead of spray foam along both sides of the buck in the wall cavity to seal the gap. Nudura recommends that fiber tape is used to support the wall during concrete placement. If you require a buck that is made of EPS, Nudura end caps are an easy alternative and use our innovative Duralock technology. With Nudura EPS end caps, the head of the buck is usually created with lumber in a similar fashion as for the wood buck. Simply slide the Nudura end caps down the edge of the forms using the dovetail design. Once the end caps have been inserted, Nudura recommends that fiber tape is used to support the wall during concrete placement. Radius top windows or entrance frames can be easily accommodated with Nudura using several different techniques. Nudura forms can accept a variety of buck options. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's recommended guidelines during installation. Prior to concrete placement, all required means of form support must be installed to resist fluid concrete pressures. Any corners of 8 foot or 2.44 meters or less from an opening will require form support, tying the corner back to the buck. Alternately, exterior bracing could be installed to provide support to the corner forms.